Hey everybody, welcome to Sugarloaf Kids. I'm Miss Jen and it is great to see you. This month we're talking about responsibility. Responsibility is showing you can be trusted with what is expected of you. Who loves games? I love to play games too. Games come with rules, and our series this month is all about what we call rules for life. We'll find out some great rules that we can follow that will bring lots of good things to our life. Now, we're going to have a ton of fun today, but before we dive into our lesson, let's take a look at this.
Hey there, I'm MC Haggis, and this here is my beatboxing partner, Seamus McFamous. Give him a sample, Seamus. This month we're learning about responsibility. Showing you can be trusted with what is expected of you. Me and Seamus were both supposed to show responsibility and wash one article of clothing each. One article. Right, Seamus?
Aye.
I guess you could say that we took that one part literally, because we both washed this. This is the only thing we have clean. Two grown men wearing onesies. So, let's review. We were supposed to show we could be trusted with what is expected of us, right?
Aye.
And the person who was supposed to show responsibility and wash only one article of clothing was me, myself, and you can't have the word responsibility without the letter
Aye.
RESPONSIBILTY. Find out what it means to.
Aye.
No.
Aye.
No. And you can say the same thing about you, right?
Aye.
Responsibility. We're not good examples of that today, but kick it anyway. You can have tranquility with your capability to get things done with civility. That's right, you can be trusted with the things that you're supposed to do, and that is responsibility. Word. You know, Seamus, I'm starting to think these onesies are kind of sharp, you know? Maybe we should change our names to MC Skunky and Seamus McWalrus. What do you think? Hey, kick it, Seamus McWalrus.
Aye. Aye.
Everyone is part of a bigger story. It's a bigger story than you can imagine. It's a big story about a really big God. Discover the story that shows you the character of God. Heyo, I'm Caleb, and I get to take you on a little tour of my Bible. Yep, you're looking at God's Word right here. 66 individual books written down by people throughout history who listened to and followed God. He gave them the amazing job of sharing His words with others, including us. And because these writers were faithful, we have a record of God's amazing love for us, how He created us and made a way to rescue us, even when we turned our backs on Him. And God's trusted each of us with work to do too. That means we've got to take responsibility. And I have 5 stories right here to show you what it can look like. We start off in the book of Matthew. And here, Jesus shares the most important part of your job description as a human being. Love the Lord your God with all your heart and with all your soul. Love Him with all your mind. This is the first and most important commandment. And the second is like it. Love your neighbor as you love yourself. Want to be the best you God created you to be? Then love God, love others. It's not always easy, but it really is that simple. Let's move ahead a couple books to Luke. Two brothers are arguing over who gets their family stuff. So Jesus tells a story. There's this rich rancher whose crops do so well, he has no place to put the harvest. So instead of sharing it, he builds brand new warehouses to hoard it all for himself. Then he lives happily ever after, right? Not quite. Time for a hop back to the Old Testament and the book of Proverbs. Here we go. In chapter 6, we find a proverb or a wise saying about the value of hard work. You people who don't want to work, think about the ant. Consider its ways and be wise. It has no commander, it has no leader or ruler, but it stores up its food in summer. It gathers its food at harvest time. I mean, if an itty bitty little ant can take initiative to gather its food for the whole winter, then you can probably clean your room without 3 reminders. Back to the book of Matthew for another story from Jesus. Here, Jesus tells the tale of 3 servants whose boss goes on a long trip. The boss leaves each servant some of his money to take care of. But while the first 2 go all out to use that money and make more cash, the third one's got a different plan. It involves a shovel and a hole in the ground. And we're not talking about searching for pirate gold. Let's wrap up in one of Paul's letters, Ephesians. Paul tells the believers at the church in Ephesus, don't let any evil talk come out of your mouths. Say only what will help to build others up and meet their needs. Then what you say will help those who listen. You may not have a lot of money or stuff, but you do have words. And you can choose your words to make someone's day in a really big way. God's given us so much. Maybe it's our families and friends, or our stuff, our time, and our words, and He expects us to use them wisely, with His help. That's a big responsibility, and I can't wait to see how it plays out in you and me.
Ladies and gentlemen, are you ready for another round of Life-Size Hungry Hippos? Let's bring out our players!
Woo! I won't chew! Here we go, here we go, here we go. Bing bong.
Players, take your positions.
I'm ready. You ready, chicken?
All right. Here we go, Panda. Show them what we're made of. Oh yeah, that's good center of gravity.
Get ready. Get set. Go!
Gotcha. Ha! Yes! Yes! All of them. Mine, not
And
yours.
they're
I am
grabbing
better.
the spheres.
I am superior. You are not. Oh,
Steven's
look at
looking
that.
like he's
That's
ahead.
extra point.
Oh,
Wait, give me that
Lawson's
way.
really moving
Defense
across the
championships.
floor.
Come on, here we go. Come on.
They're neck and neck.
Soccer ball, chicken. Ah,
And
you're on the right. Go.
all the way across the floor, the Panda's really raking him across the coals. Steven's moving for the last big one.
I got the big ball. Basketball, basketball, basketball. Yeah. You got the. Where was that one? I didn't see.
Steven wins!
That's not fair. I didn't even see the big one. Fine. Look at that. I'll spot you a point. You can
All
have
right.
that one.
May
I
the
didn't
best
want
man
anyway.
win. Because he won.
That's a good one. Okay, wait.
What's next?
What's up?
Now it's time for life-size Jumanji.
Nope, I'm out.
Hey everybody, I'm Lawson.
And I'm Steven. Welcome to the So-and-So Show. Oh, look at that.
A comic book falling from the sky. It's a literary miracle.
Yeah, more like a out-of-control comic book collection.
What? No. Don't say that. They'll hear you.
Who? The drawings? Okay, seriously, Lawson, can you please explain what's going on here?
What? A guy can't like comics?
This is not liking comics. This is preventing us from being able to do literally anything on the show today.
Not true!
Look, these comics are all the same.
Yeah, Frog Defenders of Saturn, issue number 106.
It says 109.
It's a misprint, and that's what makes it more valuable.
Wait a minute, are you telling me that all of these are Frog Defenders of Saturn, issue 109?
106.
Why?
Because they're mine, Stephen. They're all mine!
But if they're all yours, that means nobody else can have one.
Precisely!
How much did all this cost you?
A lot.
And you think this is a wise investment?
Oh yeah, no, my investment coach is completely on board with my fiscal choices.
What? How do you know the word fiscal? And also, your investment coach?
Yes. Why don't you welcome someone who knows stuff? Welcome to the show, Mr. Moneybags.
Hello there, Lawson. Greetings, Stephen.
Hello, Mr.
Mr. Moneybags, that is correct. I love money.
You ever play Monopoly?
Oh, I love having monopolies.
Oh. Okay, well, we know who you are, so why don't you tell us what you know?
Oh, of course, it's all in the name, my boy. It's all in the name.
That's my friend.
You're gonna have to be more specific.
I know money! Bags and bags of money. With money, anything you want is yours for the taking and for the keeping. Remember that, Lawson, my boy?
Exactly, right, yes, and I've been applying what you taught me to my comic book collection.
Ooh.
All for me, and yes, it's true, I want all the comics show. Oh, well, for you.
Ah, bravo, bravo.
Well, that doesn't seem very nice.
Lawson, whenever a friend asks me for a favor, do you know what I tell them?
Oh, yeah, I know this one. You say,
I tell them no. All right? I tell them no. You don't need friends or favors in this life. Remember that all you need is pennies, quarters, and dollar bills raining from the sky. Those are your real friends.
but you do have friends that are real people, though, right?
Right?
Oh, of course I do. Of course I do. If you consider Mr. Franklin and Mr. Hamilton. Oh, hello there, Mr. Hamilton. Oh, you're looking mighty green today. Well, thank you, Mr. Franklin. Oh, I'll take that as a compliment.
Is this my future?
Oh, by the way, thank you for inventing electricity. Oh, yes, of course. Oh, and thank you for not throwing away your opportunity.
Okay, it's Bible story time with Kellen.
I need more of these.
Hey guys!
Hey, Kellen.
Hey, Kellen, what do you have for us today?
Well, today we're looking at a parable that Jesus taught, sometimes called the parable of the rich fool.
Did somebody say rich?
Yeah, I did, Mr.
Mr. Archibald Moneybags, son. Mr. Archibald Moneybags. But you may call me Mr. Moneybags.
Okay, Mr. Moneybags. Clearly you're rich, but the person in the story was also a...
Oh, no, I'd be happy to help you tell your little story there, son. And, mark my words, you won't regret it.
Oh boy. Well, anyway, a parable, if you didn't know, is a story that has a lesson at the end. Jesus used stories sometimes to help people see what he was talking about in different ways. On this occasion, Jesus was teaching when someone said, "Teacher, tell my brother to give me half the stuff that belongs to our family." Now, they must have been having an argument over something about like who has the most stuff. So Jesus said, "Watch out. Be on your guard against wanting to have more and more things. Life is not made up of how much a person has." Then Jesus tells them a story. There once was a rich man.
Boo-yay! Oh, I will add this to the 25 smackaroos I won in that beauty contest.
One year, his land produced a very large crop.
Look at all of my crops. Stupendous. But what should I do? I don't have anywhere to store all of these crops. And there is no way I could use all of these crops in just one season all by myself. What to do? What to do? Light bulb! I will take all of my barns and tear them down. Wait for it. Tear them down. But then build bigger ones. And then I will store all of my crops in these newer, larger barns. Ooh. You know, I have plenty of crops, and these crops are going to last me for a long time. I mean, many, many years long time. So I should probably just take life a little easy. I suppose I'll just eat and drink and have a really good time.
But God said to him,
You foolish man, tonight I will take your life away from you. Then who will get what you have prepared for yourself?
Oh, my corn! Ah! Now there's so many bulls! Ah! I'm dead.
to be clear, there were no, and I repeat, no inflatable kiddie pools in Jesus' story. But the rich man did die, and he never got to enjoy all the crops he had stored away for himself. Then Jesus said, that is how it will be for whoever stores things away for themselves, but is not rich in the sight of God. The end.
Wow, that was quite the ending.
Yeah, I think the point Jesus was trying to make is that we only have so much time here on earth. Do we want to spend it caring about all the stuff we have? Or do we want to spend our time caring for the people we love?
Yeah. Instead of keeping all the crops to himself, the rich guy could have shared with the people around him. And I think that's what Jesus meant when he said we should be rich in the sight of God.
I think you're right. And that sounds like my job is done here. I'll see you guys next time.
Thanks, Kellen. Bye, Kellen. Steven? Yes, Lawson? I think I might be hoarding comic books. Might be? I don't want to die like the rich fool in Jesus' story. I don't want to end up friendless and alone. I'm your friend. Not now, Steven. I have to do something. What should I do? What should I do? I don't... The light bulb! Reveal the question! What do you have that you can share? Comic books. Yeah. I have so many. You get a comic. You get a comic. You get a comic. You get a comic. Lawson? You get a comic. Thank you. What do you have that you could share? Could be stuff you have, or you could share your time or your talents. It's our responsibility to share what we have, and it's one of our rules for life. Share what you have. Talk about what you have to share with each other. And we'll see you next week. I'm Steven. And I'm Lawson. And this was the So-and-So Show. Bow, 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 bow.
Hello? It's not about money anymore for me. No, not at all. I'm going to share from now on. Yes. Sharing is caring. I'm going to change my name even. They changed my name. It's not Mr. Moneybags anymore. No. See? It's gone. In fact, my name is Mr. Empty Pockets. That's right. I'm Mr. Empty Pockets now because I give away so much money that my pockets are empty. Hello?
What a great lesson. The psalmist wrote, "The earth is the Lord's and everything in it." God's the author of creation, and God has entrusted us to care for and cultivate it. And we do that by taking responsibility, from the work we need to accomplish, to the people we meet, to the words we use. Life is filled with moments where we can decide to reflect God's character, take responsibility, and use what we have wisely. When we follow through and do what needs to be done, we can point others to Jesus, the one who took the ultimate responsibility for us and made it possible for us to be with God forever. Our memory verse this month is Luke 16:10, where Jesus was talking to his disciples. Everyone shout it out with me. Suppose you can be trusted with something very little. Then you can also be trusted with something very large. Luke 16:10. Let's practice it one more time. Do you want to whisper? Suppose you can be trusted with something very little. Then you can also be trusted with something very large. Luke 16:10. If you're worshiping on campus, it's just about time to dive into your small group activities. And if you're worshiping online, you can visit our website to download the worship guide and God time cards for today's lesson. I'll see you next week.